Okay, so we need to read these notes.
It's a torn note by a trembling hand. Let's see if I can make it out, despite the missing parts.
This is weird, right? This note's broken, right? In my last playthrough I played of this note was complete. So I'm not going to read that just yet.
Some notes written
This is what
in
we came here
English.
for, this.
Probably some chemist's notepad.
This basically lets us build batteries. We need the information to build a battery. But there's two batteries you can make. There's a big Behringer battery. I don't know how you say that word, sorry. A Volta battery, some nitroglycerin, sulfuric acid, and gunpowder. We've already made the gunpowder. We made the sulfuric acid. We can make nitroglycerin with nitric acid distilled with sulfuric acid over saltpeter. We can't make nitric acid just yet. In fact, I can't even remember. No, nitric acid is by sulfur and saltpeter. We have a sulfuric acid and saltpeter, which is this. That if we distill this, it should give us nitric acid. No, no, it doesn't. Sorry, I read that wrong, didn't I? Let me read that again. Sorry, I always forget how to make this battery. This battery is the hardest one to make because it requires more components. The Volta battery is just lemons, gold, copper and silver, and some bamboo, I think, and that was it. It's the easiest one to make, but you can. At this point in time, you could have used both of your lemons, so that's why you have two batteries, just in case you've used the components to make one or the other. Nitric acid distills sulfuric acid with saltpeter. Yeah. I'm sure that was what you needed. Oh, it's because the fire wasn't on. Bloody game. So now we've got nitric acid. We can make dynamite, which is fucking useless because I never use it. You can't use it on that monster in the cave. You use the lace bait on it, or you can shoot it with the gun or the bow and arrow. From what I remember, there may be other ways you can get rid of it, but you can't kill it, which is very odd. So we make one of the batteries first. So we can make this battery. We need some clay. So we can go and get some clay and we can make that battery. The Volta battery is the easiest because it's the one that actually has the less components. And it doesn't require you to distill anything in case you didn't want to do that. Trying to think what else. You can make gun cotton, which is quite cool, which is replaced with which you can use to replace gunpowder if you wanted to. I can't remember how you do it though. What's that? Nitroglycerin, which is basically dynamite. I'm pretty sure you use nitroglycerin and a wick, and then if we get some clay, we can use the clay as a body. I'm thinking of things off the top of my head, so there's a lot of things in this game that I don't. Yeah, like I said, I've played this game multiple times and there's still things I've not made. So there's the dynamite, which is quite useless to me. Then we can use more clay on the batteries. So the battery requires you to use these, which is basically a rod and tube. Rods have been cut with a sheet of zinc, each one joined into a metal wire. That's that. And what else did it say? We need potash and nitric acid. Nitric acid is this, and potash is what we got at the volcano.
I've made a battery. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to recharge my phone. The battery level's going up. Let's hope it works.
And we can look at some GPS.
GPS has got my position. Longitude 150 degrees and 30 minutes west, and latitude 34 degrees and 57 minutes south.
Do you
There's
normally?
nothing on
There
the
we go.
map at that location. There's nothing but water. How can it be that the island I'm on isn't shown on the map? Actually, not that far from the main shipping channels.
So she's not that far, but she's still, well, like 100 and God knows how many miles away from civilization. So the only reason you want your battery is to unlock the things like encyclopedia. So every time you scroll over an item like this, it will give you information about it. So encyclopedia, nitric acid, also called aquafortis, occurs during synthesis of nitroglycerin and several other components. For some chemical reactions, the nitric acid must be fuming, in other words, highly concentrated. With a diluted product, a simple mixture can be used to increase acidic power. So like, it gives you information about what the item can be potentially used for. Glycerin, when mixed with boiling water, produces wax, like paste. When combined with nitric acid, it turns into a formidable explosive, which we've already done. Sulfuric acid, under the right conditions, sulfuric acid will react with saltpeter to produce nitric acid, which we've already done. You can't tell I've played this game before. Substitute for the lead traditionally used in firearms, which is what I've already used. And nails. Cloth can be used as can be cut up before being used in chemical reactions. What else we've got? To admire these photos, you must set up a projector in front of a screen, which we can make. And linked to the ground by a metal wire, this kite can attract a bolt of lightning. The lightning arrestor can be too heavy to be carried by a monkey. Lightning or electrical discharges are attracted by the metal point and flows through the chain which hangs down to the ground. The current does not harm the user who holds the device by an insulating wooden handle. I don't think this has an insulated wooden handle. Maybe it might. Basically, don't fucking touch it if there's a lightning storm hanging around, because it's gonna fry your ass. What else we got? Copper can be used can be combined to make a battery, which we already know. Wicks can be used as a fuse. According to Marco Polo, Central Asian caravan is used to scare away wild animals by throwing bamboo into a campfire. I really don't know the point of the bamboo except throwing it into a fire. Waterproof lamp ran on electricity, provided with a rechargeable battery, currently dead, to be recharged. You can need to change the device's lenses and provide an appropriate light source. It does hint to what you can use the items for, which is pretty cool. Half the items I've already used, which were you kind of want the encyclopedia for. It's mostly for all of the the chemical components. Because if you're not a master in chemistry, then you know you'll be like, what the fuck's nitric acid? You know, but we already know. The last bar or theme missing the beginner. Okay, that's fine. So, let's go back. Should we make the other batteries while we're here? I don't think we need clay, but I'm going to pick some up just in case. In fact, before we leave, there's one more thing we can do with the windmill, and that is use this hardened powder on it. There's no way to break up and reduce the hardened powder unless you apply a considerable force. I thought originally you're supposed to use the dynamite with it. But now thinking about it, that's just stupid. So you need to throw it inside here. Which then gives you powder. Which I'm guessing is the same as gunpowder, maybe? Yeah. So it's basically the barrel is full of gunpowder that's hardened up. Which makes sense because it was next to a cannon, so... my inventory's looking a bit shitty, but we'll never use the sulfuric acid again, so we can move that away. Yeah, most of this stuff is absolutely useless now. Let's go back down to the beach. We need to get silver, and the way to get silver is in that chest that we saw on the beach at the start of the game, which is right here. Which is what I'm guessing. I think it's what the poem is speaking about. The poem next to the windmill that we just were at. Pickaxe on the chest gives us a damaged telescope and some silver coins. We can use the knife on the telescope to get a lens, which we'll need to use for this bad boy, the projector. We can use the the photos on the projector, and then we need a light source, which is these batteries. So use the lantern on the battery to get a charged light. And then we can use 2 of these. One of them is for the projector. Is that done? And then the other one is... it's for the diving suit. There we go. Right, so if we merge the silver and the gold coins with the medium piece of bamboo, and then we need to use... what else did it want us to use? Alternate between copper and silver, metals, lemon. We need to use the clay in this? I can't bloody remember now. Oh no, we need to put cotton. So... not that one. It's this one. And we've got another battery called a Volta battery. That's pronounced right, which it probably isn't. Which is basically the same as this battery here. They both work. They both have the same purposes. It just determines. It depends if you want to make one battery or the other. The Behringer battery is obviously harder. The Volta battery is the easiest one to make, but you need to use items that you may potentially want to use on something else. So they can be broken down, obviously. Even though you've used the lemon, you can actually get a full lemon out of breaking it down, which is quite weird. Which is always funny. There is something else we can make. We need to go back to a fire. So we'll come here. If we chuck the maple syrup in a fire, we get sugar. Merging the sugar with an egg and some water and flour. And then the last thing you can put in can either be a lemon or grapes. You could probably put coconut in there as well, maybe. But yeah, then you get ready to bake. It says cake, but it's a pie. You get a pie. This is like if you've used your lemon already to make a battery, you can use the pie. If you didn't make alcohol, sorry, to get rid of that bastard monkey, you can give him a cake. So it basically works the same way as the snake in a cage did. So, but we'll never use this cake, so I just thought I'd make it because it gets the items out of the way. Let's have a look. We'll never use these anymore, so these can go in the bin, basically. I mean, there's more stuff that you can make, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure on what else to make that would be useful. Like you can make gun cotton, but there's no reason to because I've already used the gunpowder. There's no other use for it except the gun and the cannon that I know of. What else is that I don't need to use? Yeah, that 90% of the stuff now is useless. Let's go and look at the projector, shall we, while we're here. We made it, we might as well use it. Which is usable over here. There we go. Another dead monkey. So these people on these this projector are the guys, and I'm pretty sure they were just men. I don't think there's any women on this balloon. But these were the dudes who settled Lincoln Island. They made all the chemistry sets and all of the windmills and the kiln and stuff like that. So yeah, so look, the storm blew our balloon onto the shore of an unknown land. We later decided to call it Lincoln Island. Why are they in a balloon over the Pacific Ocean? That's dangerous. I mean, obviously this is before like planes, isn't it? I mean, I don't think the Wright brothers would have took their shitty plane over the ocean. Dangerous stuff. We do not wish to think ourselves as castaways, but settlers intent on exploring the fertile land to which fate led us. Yeah, look, they're all men and a dog. Which is odd. I mean, you're obviously not surviving very long if you've got no body to make babies with. Initial hunting expeditions. Dogs kicking the shit out of something. Making bricks. That guy looks super tiny. How Kiln fires its first piece of pottery. Again, this guy is either like 9 foot tall or this guy's like 3 foot tall. It's very odd. Our engineer Cyrus Vance managed to synthesize nitroglycerin. This explosive will enable us to do some major work. Cyrus Vance is the chemist who we got the information about the batteries from. Created a new overflow with the lake with explosives. After lowering the water level of the lake, we can now access Granite House's caverns. So the cavern we're in now used to be underwater, which is quite cool. Conversion of Granite House. In no time at all, we have turned the flooded cave into a comfortable and safe shelter. Look us on our side. The current has pushed a box of useful objects onto shore. It's like it seems like a box from a ship, either a pirate ship or a naval vessel. Pots and pans and guns. It looks like he's got a gun in his hand. Either that or he's got a giant hammer. The monkey in Lincoln Island. Some are friendly, where they're so determined to make life difficult. Bloody monkeys. Gideon Spilett cures one of the wild animals roaming the island's large forests. I'm guessing this is like one of the cats that we saw the footprints of. Yeah, this guy's just snapped the shit out of it. I'm not entirely sure about how these images are made. It's very, they're either drawn, like they're either hand drawn by somebody or yeah, because you didn't have cameras back in 1860, did you? Not like we do nowadays. Cyrus Vance makes some Bequerel batteries. They supply a telegraph line that links Granite House to a farm that we built at the foot of the volcano. So they are telephone or telegraph lines. The farm on the foot of the volcano is where that bloody monkey was. During our work to explore the plateau, we discovered a chest full of copper coins near the lake. A pirate's treasure? Why would pirates bury copper? It's fucking useless. I can understand if it's gold. Man, they are pirates and not known to be smart, are they? Our tame monkey. Ugh, this excellent animal. Quickly become a full member of our community. Yeah, that's right. Put a dress on a monkey. Makes sense. It's weird. Blowing glass, which you never do in this game. You know, that might actually be a child. Don't know why you take kids with you on a hot air balloon with a bunch of men. Then there's the mill we used earlier. Nice. That guy's well happy. We were attacked by pirates, intent on making Lincoln Island a base for their plundering operations. Bloody pirates! Hilarious. But funny enough, those pirates got owned. Destruction of the enemy vessel. Brilliant. How the hell did that pirate ship get blown up? I mean, they do have nitroglycerin, but goddamn. Surely they had the high ground. Look at these pirates in the background. Amazing. To better prepare ourselves for further attacks, we have armed the fortress, or our fortress, with cannons salvaged from the pirates' vessel. Hence why there's cannons in the in Granite House. They stole them from the pirates. Brilliant. That's the end of that. Oh, then the last bit is here. Let's wait for this to stop. Thank you. It says, to he who reads these lines, learn to enjoy the hospitable island, and remember, nothing is impossible to he who knows. A hurricane blew us onto shore without any weapons or tools. Even so, we soon learned to live from the land, and we are almost sorry to abandon the island and return to civilization. It says that there, but this is it's different on this, isn't it? From this island, everything required for living in comfort, and it's almost regrettable. So much regret we leave to go back to civilization. Yeah, I don't know why this is written one way, yet the subtitles on the bottom are written differently. This is you. That's a nice way to make start a letter. You who will read these words, love this island which was hospitable to us, and remember, nothing is impossible to the man who knows knowledge. The hurricane threw us on the shore with no weapons or tool. We nevertheless managed to draw from the land everything required for living in comfort, and it's almost with regret that we leave it to go back to civilization. Wow. I'm guessing that's their monkey they dressed up. Didn't take the monkey if you did, you bastards. So, everything's quite done there. There's only one thing to do now. Let's like forward the actual story. And I think we've done everything that we need to. You know what, actually, we've not done something. Let's trigger something in here. Which is the news.
They found my sailboat drifting. They reported me as missing. But without a beacon, what are the odds of them finding me here? It'd be like finding a needle in a haystack. Just before the accident, I was on course to break the record. I just took too many risks and I blew it. If I ever get out of here, who's gonna trust me with another boat? Barely a month ago, I was rounding Wessant Island as part of the Jules Verne Trophy, the non-stop round-the-world sailing competition. I'd chosen to go it alone. I was so sure of myself. I'd moved heaven and...
What? Oh, you... Sorry.
Found my... Barely a month ago, I was rounding Wessant Island as part of the Jules Verne Trophy, the non-stop round-the-world sailing competition. I'd chosen to go it alone. I was so sure of myself. I'd moved heaven and earth to find a boat.
Okay, that's the news out of the way. If we go back and come back again... This triggers more news.
They're already losing interest in me. Everybody probably thinks there's no chance of me being alive.
Well, look at this dickhead. Oh, I can beat the world record without endangering my life nor my boat. Prick. I hope you die by sharks, you asshat. And then we go and do it one more time.
My phone! It's working again!
There you go.
Mom! I can't believe it! It's just so amazing you managed to get through!
Hello? Mina? Say something.
Hello? Mom, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Come on, Mina, answer me.
Darn. My phone can receive, but it can't transmit.
Mina, I can't hear a thing, but if you can hear me, then listen up. They're saying there's little chance of finding you and that I should give up hope. That's garbage. It's bad enough losing your boat. I hope you at least had the decency not to go and get yourself drowned. I don't know where you are, but try to come home as soon as you can. You've obviously run into a little bit of trouble. So good luck, and try to make it home in time for your sister's birthday.
My sister's birthday. I can just smell Mom's freshly baked apple pie.
Such an odd conversation to say to someone who's stranded on a desert island. Make sure you make it home for your sister's birthday. Don't make it back at all. So weird. Plus, the rescue services are like, yeah, you should just give up hope. You know, your daughter's already dead. It's like, wow, dude. Savage. They don't get any points for hospitality, do they? I think it triggers it again. No, okay. Yeah, so that's missable, which is kind of odd. It only happens here as well, which is very weird, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to do before we move on. So the only thing left to do now is head towards said cave. So, like I said before, there's multiple ways to do it. I recommend using the lace bait. In fact, what happens if we use the gun?
I don't think I killed it, but I hurt it badly enough to scare it away.
Yeah, fuck
At least
you.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's it now. I don't think I've ever used the gun before. You just throw the lace bait in there and it knocks its ass out, which is quite funny. But we'll never use that anymore. Cool. And we'll move the bow and arrow because we'll never use that. There's no reason to. We've got a gun. What else is the... Let me move these over here. We'll be using the gun and these items very soon. So we need to go into the water. So diving suit in the water.
Okay, Jep. Let's see
I love
where
how
this
the
well
the
goes.
monkeys in the suits as well next to her. It's so cute.
I hope this diving suit doesn't spring a leak.
Like, to be walking underwater, shouldn't that diver suit weigh, like...
Look, a vessel anchored in the cavern.
Like, that diver suit should weigh way too much for her to be able to use it or to be able to walk with it out of water, surely.
Submarine.
So this, my friends, is the Nautilus, which is Nemo's sub, isn't it? What the hell is it doing here, eh? So, the next part in this game is to trigger the enemies, I guess you could call them. So if you use this here, it triggers a, I guess you'd call them enemies, that then populate the island, and then you have to get rid of them to move forward. That's basically what this this key is to open the Nautilus, but it's empty. You need 4 green crystals. You get the green crystals from his enemies that you have to kill. Yeah, so we trigger them and we'll move on. So if we click this, it should automatically trigger when we if we don't do anything. I'm pretty sure it does. Wait for it.
Oh no!
There it is.
What have I done?
Run away.
Oh! Guardian robots, we're out of here.
I love the fact that Captain Nemo has flying robots in 1860. I mean, I know absolutely nothing about Captain Nemo, but he has technology that shouldn't exist.
Those
Definitely an
robots
alien.
almost caught me. Lucky for me, they can't go underwater. They must have other tricks up their metal sleeves. Bet that's not the last I've seen of them.
So now we've triggered the, I guess you could say, the final part in this game, which is these bastard robots, and one of them is out here. This is what you need to use the cannon for. You need to get rid of said robot. Look, if you look here now, this this note that we saw before is complete now for some reason. Suspiciously complete. Very spooky. I don't know who fixed the paper, but fucking ghosts. But if we look, we'll look on that in a second. Let's look at these images before we forget. So there's this one. So this is basically Granite House. This is where we are now in this cave. Number 1 is the before our labours, the water from the lake flooded the gallery, which is the basically this here. This is the gallery, I'm assuming. So this was all underwater, and they carved it all out with dynamite. In fact, no, they didn't carve it out. They created. I think they created this hole here, where all the water goes down. Hence why the water's flowing into it, and the bit of why this ladder's here. It ran through the cave and emptied into the sea by the well, which is So it's a bloody good thing they did, and that's what they used nitroglycerin for, to make the hole to get into Granite House. It's a nice place to take shelter, isn't it? It's safe from the winds, safe from bloody pirates. There's only one entrance to it, which is well, there's 2, but there was one originally, which is this one. I'm guessing this is where the water originally flowed. It was all eroded by the water. And there's one more image, which is this.
South Pacific, Lincoln Island. Let's see. A mountain to the east, a big lake cut off from the coast by a cliff. This Lincoln Island has got to be where I am.
So this is obviously the volcano. I think this may be the lake that we're near now. I don't know if it is or not. I'm not entirely sure where Mina got stranded. I assumed it was somewhere here, but it could be down here instead, because looks like a beach. But then again, this could be a beach, which is very odd. But yeah, this is where we are, Lincoln Island. It's got a weird shape to it. Almost looks like a manta ray.
South.
So that's that. We need to read this.
This note was incomplete when I looked at it just now. And here it is with the missing parts in place.
That's not suspicious. Bloody Captain Nemo's ghost. So, of course I have to read this, so I do apologise. It says, I, Captain Nemo, am writing this note for whomever should chance upon my body. I return to this island to visit my friends Cyrus Vance and his companions. Fate decreed that I should be attacked by a sea monster, just as I was exiting the water. So the noise we heard when we looked in the hole originally was him getting his ass handed to him by that bloody monster. My wounds are such that I am unable to return to my vessel. Upon finishing this note, I will put it in a safe place from the monkeys wreaking havoc in this house, since it was abandoned. Then I will die facing the rising sun. One last time I will look upon the sky and its unusual vertical streaks near the horizon. This optical phenomenon with the sound of the generator betrays the presence of the hemispherical shield surrounding Lincoln Island, isolating it from the outside world. The solitude was my wish. So, the island... can I actually go out without this robot kicking my ass? I wonder. No, I can't.
Quick, run for cover, or that robot's gonna shoot us!
Bloody robot. Yeah, so Lincoln Island has a shield around it completely, which isolates you from the outside world. In fact, you can see just in the background there's like white lines incrementally across the horizon, which is basically the shield. And Captain Nemo is the one who put a shield up to hide it from the outside world. It lets signals in, but you can't let signals out. Hence why Nemo can find it. Which is pretty good. Nothing is eternal. My shield is affected by stormy weathers, allowing access to the outside world. I therefore bet that someone, the person reading this note, will set foot on this island and discover this note before it's reduced to dust. Are you a pirate or a gentleman? Not that it matters at present, provided that you read this note and fulfill my wishes. Place my body in a coffin and bury it where the land meets the sea. After paying your last respects, repair my diving suit, recharge my flashlight with lighting up the dark water, and go aboard my vessel. This action is dangerous, but there is no other way to deactivate the shield imprisoning you on this island. Beware of my steel servants. Most of the robots are built to fight against intruders. They will attempt to kill you. Thanks, Captain Douche. They are ferocious guard dogs. Once the alarm has been given, they will set traps and be on lookout throughout the island. To destroy them, aim for their thrusters. It's their weak point. The Nautilus panel code is number plus 1860 equals the code. That's very useful. See, if you don't come back to this note, this code here is completely hidden. And to open the Nautilus, you kind of need it. Which is very odd, because originally you come to this note, it's broken, it's in bits, it's missing. As Mina said originally, this second half of it, this bottom part was missing. So it's all got, it's a sentence for just missing paragraphs, and it doesn't have this code at the bottom until you complete it, which I'm guessing you complete it by going aboard the Nautilus. I'm not entirely sure what triggers it, but yeah. But now we know how to get into the Nautilus, and we have to get these guard dogs out of the way. They're the ones who have the green crystals to put in the key, so we can open the Nautilus up. So we have to get rid of them. You don't have to get rid of all of them. In fact, you can probably bypass this one up here, because using this cannon's a pain in the arse. From what I remember, there's 2 on the beach. No, there's 3 on the beach. There's 1 out here, and there's 1 near the volcano, and then there's 1 near where the windmill is. So to get rid of them, you want to equip your gun, and then just shoot at them.
Gotcha.
Easy. And then when you kill them, they drop a thruster, and they should drop a key, which is right here. And as you can see, the island's got electric it's entered a storm, hence why you use a kite. I think you can use the arrestor, but I don't exactly know.
I hear a suspicious noise.
Don't remember how. I've never used the lightning arrestor before.
Stay.
You know what? Let's try something. Let's chuck some bamboo in here. It should explode. I don't know what the bamboo does, but
The heat makes the bamboo explode.
the robot not get attracted to it. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what you use the lightning arrestor for. It's a lightning gear is electrically discharged, attracted by the metal point. You used to kite with Jeb, and they'd use it on that pole, and it blows up the robot. But I assume that this will be the same, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure where to use it. As you can see, I've never used the lightning arrestor before, so I'm not entirely sure what to do with it. It's just easier to... I thought you'd stick it on here. Oh well. Yeah, if you merge the kite with Jet, and then click on this. Run away, monkey! There you go. I blew his ass up, pick up his key and his thruster. That's one down. Well, that's two down, sorry. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what you use this for. It can't be carried by Jet, so you can't use it for that. Yeah. I may have to look online and see if anyone's figured out what to use it for.
A robot. It didn't see me. Whatever we do, we mustn't make any noise.
Just gonna use it on this chap. No. Shoot me with a bow and arrow a bit, just because. Bow and arrow is so useless. It does nothing. So funny. Use dynamite.
Gotcha.
It's the only place you can use the dynamite, then I'm guessing. Brilliant. Screw you, robot. Seems like a waste of dynamite. So yeah, when you pick up these keys, you use the screwdriver on them and it poops out crystals. And so we only need one more. And there's at least 3 more robots, so there's plenty that you need, that you have. You don't need, really. I really want to use this. Like, you know what? I'm gonna have a look online to see if I can use this. So give me one sec.